I believe that the price of ETH may take a nosedive right along with the merge, which goes against the popular belief and to the detriment of all those who've been sold this pipe dream of a guaranteed win by buying and holding Ether through the merge. If you're an Ethereum holder, there are significant risks you need to be aware of ahead of the Ethereum merge. And these risks challenge the widely held belief that ETH is all but guaranteed to skyrocket when the merge is complete in mid-September 2022. And I know your time is valuable, so let's dive into the details right off the bat here. Make sure you are subscribed for free crypto content every week on the channel. Like I was saying, there are genuine concerns right now for those holding Ether, and especially those who have been loading up on Ether based on the huge hype around the Ethereum Merge event in mid-September, which will see the Ethereum network move from proof of work consensus, where it is today, to proof of stake consensus, the future of Ethereum. If you've been on crypto Twitter or you subscribe to really any crypto media, you will have been fed this whole narrative that the Ethereum merge is all but a guaranteed profit machine for Ethereum investors. But that's a dangerous game to be playing because there are significant chances that the price of Ether doesn't go up, but instead tanks in the wake of the merge before making a resurgence as the dust settles on this new upgrade and the fundamentals are set. There are a few reasons for this. First of all, in general, you've seen this trend throughout crypto in history of buy the rumor, sell the news, meaning the hype of a new launch or announcement pushes the price higher and higher as speculation runs rampant. And then when the actual event happens, the price settles back out and drops because there's no hype to keep it propped up. Secondly, there are also data points that support this idea that ETH might take a drop after the merge's huge hype subsides. Analysts at the blockchain analytics company Santiment identified data that points toward a concerning trend. Ethereum whales have, over the last several months, seemed to move quite a bit of their ETH to exchanges, with non-exchange, personally owned wallets or addresses having declined more than 10%, and exchange-based addresses having surged by nearly 80%. This is an overarchingly negative indicator. Why? Because it implies that these larger ETH holders are readying their funds to be sold on exchanges as the merge materializes. Else, why would they be sending their crypto to exchanges? Probably because they want to sell, not hold on exchanges. If you look at things like the merge, catalyst events in history, big upgrades, big launches, you see this behavior from big holders time and time again. They accumulate on every dip all the way up to peak hype, and then they sell in droves on the market to capitalize at or near that peak, sending the asset plummeting for those left holding the bag, thinking price appreciation is going to continue after the event is done. This whale activity is really a manifestation of that phenomenon I talked about, that buy the rumor, sell the news. The whales, the biggest holders, drive a lot of that price action throughout history in crypto. I've said it before and I'll say it again so it's very clear. For several reasons addressed in this video, both now and later, I believe that the price of ETH may take a nosedive right along with the merge, which goes against the popular belief and to the detriment of all those who've been sold this pipe dream of a guaranteed win by buying and holding Ether through the merge. There's no such thing as a free lunch and no such thing as a guaranteed win, by the way. Now, that's not to say Ether won't recover and surge again. I think it will, but it will take time to resurge on fundamentals like the new deflationary economic design that will see Ether's supply being reduced over time through network operations. More Ether will be burned than is created during block subsidy or the creation of new blocks on the network. This is the most pervasive risk right now. People think that Ether is going to pump like crazy because the merge is so hyped, but very few people are preparing for the alternative scenario, and I think that's a massive mistake that warrants the urgency of this video. The second warning that I want to share with you on the topic of Ethereum is that many people are talking about the Ethereum merge as the destination, the event that will finally fix the issues that plagues Ethereum in terms of scalability, protocol complexity, and more. However, that is not true. I want to be very clear about this. The Ethereum merge is literally the beginning of a much larger and longer path to the future of Ethereum. The Ethereum merge that replaces the core consensus mechanism of Ethereum with proof of stake is the proverbial highway exit to on-ramp as the network reorients itself towards a 5 to 6 year roadmap for bringing wholesale changes across the Ethereum protocol stack. Therefore, I want to warn you of a huge expectations versus reality moment that I believe will happen very quickly after the merge. People are going to realize that the proof of stake Ethereum network is not the destination. It's the very first step in a much longer journey. And they're going to react negatively to that realization, as people do. Expectations versus reality is difficult. People will realize that transaction fees aren't improved. Poor scalability, of which the product is higher transaction fees and wait time, will not be fixed by the merge. If you're investing in Ether ahead of the merge because you believe this is the birth of an Ethereum that's ready for mass adoption, you have been warned. That is not the case. The development of layer 2 technologies, sharding, WebAssembly execution environments for smart contracts, and all kinds of huge features are where the future of Ethereum lies. And we're going to get there, but it's going to take time for those things to materialize. So if you're on board for the long term, you're on board for the several years long effort that it's going to take to get there, and you believe in Ethereum through thick and thin, then great. But if you're looking for a quick win or a get rich quick scheme because of the merge, you've been warned of that risk. This is going to be the first step in a much longer journey towards the final destination of Ethereum, or at least what we have a roadmap for to date. If you want to dive into what the future holds for crypto after the Ethereum merge, I want to encourage you to check out the Mainnet Crypto Conference that's running from September 21st to September 23rd in New York City, hosted by the crypto research company Messari. This Mainnet conference is going to bring 4,000 plus crypto builders and thought leaders together to dive deep into the industry's current state and to talk about the future of Web3, and it just so happens to coincide with the days following the Ethereum merge. So if you want to attend Mainnet and get $300 off your pass, you can do that at www.mainnet.events and entering promo code Hashoshi at checkout. That is Hashoshi at checkout for $300 off your pass to Mainnet. Now back to the video. The final risk I want to address here is one that people aren't talking about quite enough right now, and that is the fact that there is 10+% of the entire supply of Ether locked in stake in the Ethereum proof of stake beacon chain right now. And that's going to be unlocked on a rolling basis after a waiting period post-merge. It may take a year to get this Ether unlocked, and it won't all get unlocked at the same time. But if you think about it for a second, you'll realize that a lot of people who staked Ether and locked it up for an unknown period of time did so during a huge bull market, a much different time than we're in right now. They weren't thinking about a recession like we're in the throes of right now. They weren't thinking about a bear market crushing crypto and equities. And there will likely be a very large contingent of those stakers who want their money out as soon as possible, cut their losses, collect the cash, and protect themselves in a very scary economic time. Even given the fact that it may take several months to start getting Ether and stake unlocked, you could see months of sell pressure as Ether stakers get their funds unlocked and they sell off to exit. This isn't guaranteed, it's speculation, but it's a genuine risk that you should consider. Over the next year and a half, are you positioned to brave months of sideways, choppy market action for Ether? If the answer is no, then you should be thinking about your strategy right now to manage risk in this situation. While a large majority of those who staked Ether in the beacon chain that would have their Ether unlocked might be diehard Ethereum investors that won't sell, if even a proportion of that 14 million or so ETH gets sold on the market over time, it could be significant and it could have an effect on the market. The bottom line here is this: across all the risks that I mentioned, all these things, we are in an uncertain time on a global economic scale. The merge is an unprecedented event. It's one of the most hyped events in crypto's history, and there are huge positive signals for Ethereum on the long term. But there are some negative signals, some risks in the short to midterm that I think you shouldn't be ignoring, and there's not enough people talking about them. Before you ask, by the way, I'm still very bullish on Ethereum in the long-term view. I'm still going to hold Ether through the merge, but I know what to expect, and I'm de-risked. Still, I bring these risks up as a warning, not to say I don't believe in Ethereum going forward, but I just don't want to see people getting absolutely wrecked in the wake of the merge if it doesn't turn out to be an everyone wins scenario. Because let's face it, there's really no such thing in crypto. It's a zero-sum game. If you win, someone else loses, and if someone else wins, you lose. All you can do is be very careful if you're attempting to play this one to turn some profit. Take a look at market data like exchange inflows. Look at futures markets to see how big players are thinking about the midterm value of Ether. Stay abreast of both sides of the story, bullish and bearish, and position yourself with risk management as your top priority, and that will help you protect yourself among other things. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you have some time to stick around, check out this video about one of the biggest trends in hacking and exploits for crypto that's costing crypto investors like you tons of money every single month. And I think that's a video that you're going to want to watch. But most of all, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your week. And until next time, cheers.